All right, let's dive into the Greenville real estate market. I was digging through the latest numbers for October 2025, and honestly, a really weird story started to pop out. It's kind of contradictory. So let's unpack this together and see if we can make sense of it. So here's the big puzzle we're trying to solve. What on earth happens when a ton of homes hit the market, but at the same time it feels like buyers are just vanishing? It's a total head scratcher, a classic case of mixed signals.
And this right here, this is the mystery in a nutshell. Look at this. On one hand, the number of homes for sale, it's way, way up. But then you look at pending sales, and remember, that's our crystal ball for what's coming next. And they're down, way down. So what gives?
All right, let's try to crack this. First up, we've got to look at the supply side of things. How many houses are actually out there for sale?
And wow, what a difference a year makes. I mean, just look at this chart. A year ago, October 2024, we had around 4,500 homes for sale. Now, fast forward to today, and we're looking at over 6,600. That's a huge leap. To put a number on it, that's a 45.2% jump. Seriously, we haven't seen an increase like this in a long, long time. The market is just suddenly flooded with options for buyers. Now, if you've been out there trying to buy a house, this probably sounds like music to your ears, right? More choice, less crazy competition, maybe fewer bidding wars. You might actually have some negotiating power. So you'd think this means it's a buyer's market, hands down. But, well, to see if that's true, we need to look at another really important number. Okay, so this is what's called month supply of inventory. It sounds technical, but the idea is super simple. Basically, if nobody listed another house for sale starting tomorrow, how long would it take to sell everything that's already on the market? And for real estate folks, that sweet spot, a truly balanced market, is somewhere between 4 and 6 months. So, where's Greenville sitting right now? 4.7 months. Bam! That is up a massive 42% from last year. For the first time in what feels like forever, we are smack dab in the middle of that balanced market zone. Okay, so let's recap. We've got more homes for sale than we've seen in ages. We're officially in a balanced market. On paper, everything should be buzzing. It should be a great time for buyers. But that's just not what's happening. Which brings us back to that question, where are all the buyers? And this number right here is the other side of the coin. This is the big twist in our story. It's the change in pending sales from last year, and it is a huge, huge drop, a 34.4% nosedive. People call pending sales the canary in the coal mine for a reason. These are the homes that went under contract in October, the ones that are supposed to close in the next month or two. So when you see a drop this steep, it's the loudest, clearest signal you can get that buyers basically just hit a brick wall last month. And that leads us to the next part of this puzzle, and maybe the most confusing piece of all. I mean, think about it. Econ 101, right? Supply is way up, demand is falling off a cliff. Prices should be going down, but they're not. Just take a look at the sales that actually closed in October. The median price, up almost 3%. The total number of sales that closed, up 10%. And how long did it take to sell a house? The exact same number of days as last year. It's like the prices didn't get the memo that buyers are disappearing. And get this. This isn't just some weird thing happening in Greenville. The National Association of REALTORS is seeing this too. It's a national trend. Prices just keep on climbing. So what in the world is going on? I think the answer, it comes down to one final piece of data. It's a little something called the Housing Affordability Index. And all it really does is ask a super simple question. Can a typical family earning a typical income actually qualify for a mortgage on a typical median-priced house? A score of 100 means, yep, they have exactly enough money. But if that number dips below 100, it means the average family is officially priced out. So what's Greenville's number? 99. It hasn't changed from last year. But here's the kicker. It's just a hair under that critical 100 mark. We are right on the edge of affordability. And that is the aha moment. This is what solves our entire puzzle. It doesn't matter that there are more homes for sale. The combination of high prices and today's interest rates has squeezed buyers to their absolute limit. They haven't just vanished into thin air. They're being forced to the sidelines because the numbers just don't work anymore. Okay, so that's the what. Now for the so what. What does all this mean for you if you're out there trying to buy or sell a house in Greenville right now? Let's get practical. All right, if you're a buyer, there's good news. You've got way more to choose from, and that gives you more power. The crazy days of having to waive every inspection are probably over. Your biggest fight isn't going to be finding a house, it's going to be affording it. Now, for sellers, listen up. The game has changed. The bidding war frenzy is gone. You absolutely have to price your home correctly right from the start, and you need to be prepared for it to take a little longer to sell.
So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, it's pretty clear. The Greenville market is at a serious crossroads.
So here's the takeaway. That wild, crazy seller's market we've been living in, it's over. It's cooled off. We're heading into a more balanced market for sure, but it's a really expensive balanced market. Buyers are getting crushed by that affordability wall, and that's shifting the power away from sellers and back toward the middle. And that leaves us with the one big question hanging over everything. With all this inventory piling up and buyers stretched to their absolute breaking point, is this huge drop in pending sales the first real crack in the dam? Are prices finally about to start coming down? That, my friends, is the question we'll all be watching very closely.